A blessed day to you, all my viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for checking this one out. All right, my peeps. So we got a chance to see or to hear some of the work that Lara is doing with the West Indies team. There is this video on the West Indies Facebook page of Lara talking to Alec Arthanis and Kirk McKenzie. And some of the stuff that he was saying to them is definitely things that you want the players to hear. But it's especially better when it's coming from somebody that would have been there and would have done that. So I'm going to share some of that. Plus, Lara also spoke about the India team and said that, it's a tough challenge, but it's actually an opportunity for the West Indies to improve and to show their worth. So just give a listening ear until the end and let me know what you think in the comment section. All right, so before we go into the Lara talking about India, I was listening to that little talk that Lara had with the two guys. I'm sure this is something that he's always doing with the players in and around the team. But more than likely, this was just done for the social media, just so we can have an idea of the type of work that Lara is doing. So as we know, Alec Arthanis and Kirk McKenzie, they were just brought into the test squad, and it's highly possible that they are going to be playing against India. Right? Don't know if both of them will be playing in the same game, but at least one of them, we know for sure, well, not for sure, but I think at least one of them will be playing, So let us just take a look at some of the encouraging statements that Lara would have made. So, Lara was just reminding them or letting them know that, listen, this is the most important part of your career, and you would have done a lot of work at the first class level to get here, but the work has just begun. Now, Lara went on to tell him that, listen, know that they are on this stage. The work is not yet done. The career, this is where they can decide how their career will go. You understand? The attitude that they show on the field, the effort, everything. This is the starting moment. First class, school cricket, all of that, would have been good. But that was just building up to this particular stage. Now, Lara said that, they should always be learning something. The learning never stops. Man said that, listen, never feel as if you're at 100%. Even when you're playing well and you're scoring runs, or, say for example, a bowler was there, you are taking wickets, never feel as if you are at 100%. Feel like there is always room for improvement. There is always something to do, to improve on. Even when you're averaging over 60 in Test cricket, which is probably have only two or so batsmen right now averaging over 60 or maybe three. Not from the West Indies. I'm talking overall. We probably only have three or so batsmen averaging over 60 in international cricket where Test cricket is concerned. So Lara just said, listen, just make sure that you are always improving. Don't feel like you're already there. Just keep improving. And, if they get the opportunity to just go out there, grab it with both hands and get the job done. Also spoke to them, letting them know that even if they don't get to go out there on the field straight away, make sure that in and around the dressing room they are soaking up everything, because that is also a part of the experience. You understand? I will tell you one thing that I heard Lara said once. I was doing an interview and Lara said, as a youngster getting into West Indies cricket, they would have had different seats that they would sit in the, can't say locker room or changing room, right? They had different seats that they would sit. And you can imagine that the senior players would sit at one location and the youngsters would sit at another spot. And for certain guys in the team would have their special seat. And I don't remember if it was Viv Richards, he said that he ended up sitting down in that seat, and he was outside, you understand, and he just saw his entire gears, his bag with his gears, bat, pad, everything just came flying through the door. You understand? All because he had his thing, he was seated in one of the senior players' seat. And some people might see that as being disrespectful, but I see that as a part of the grooming process. you don't want it to be borderline bullying or anything, but Brian Lara took it in good as a good sport, and he himself said that he learned from it and he really appreciate that moment. So I don't know who we would be to criticize that. So Lara telling them that, listen, soak up all you can from the dressing room is definitely something that they need to understand. And it goes without saying, they have brains. So whatever it is that is in the dressing room that is not healthy for their career, obviously they are going to sidestep that, or they should sidestep that. So, good to see Lara there talking to the youngsters there. So he's saying that right now it's not about just these 2 games against India and them worrying or wondering if they are going to play. It's about the career from now, right? It's all about making sure that they start the career off right. And exactly what I would expect to hear from Lara. Exactly what I would expect to hear from Lara, encouraging the youngsters and letting them know that, listen, this is the time to shine now. So shout out to Lara for talking to the guys like that. Alright, moving on. But we're still talking about the greatest to have pick up a cricket bat, Mr. Lara himself. So taking this one from Sportsmax. And Lara believes that, the Indians will be challenging, but they can bring out the best in the West Indies team in these 2 test matches. Right? So this is Lara right here, and I quote, "It's a young group." Right? Man said it's a young group. Led by it's a young group led by Craig Brathwaite, of course. But I feel like some of the guys can really come into their own in this series. That is Lara right there. It's a tough opposition, but I believe that's the way we can get the best out of them. Right? It's a tough opposition, but Lara said that he thinks that's the way that they can get the best out of them. He went on to say that talking about Alec Arthanes and Kirk McKenzie, they are both young, capable players, of course. You would hope they had a little more experience in the first class arena. But looking at their style of play and their attitude, I believe they do have what it takes to perform at the highest level. He went on to say it may take some time. It may take some time, but obviously, as an international cricketer, if you are entering the stage, it doesn't matter what age you enter. You have got to learn very quickly, and I think they have that sort of attitude, right? They have that sort of attitude to try and learn quickly. The man said that they want to learn, and they are showing the willingness to listen, right? He's saying that he's looking forward to seeing them do good things in the future. Now, Lara went on to say, obviously, we have got 2 very important test matches against India, and that start the World Test Championship cycle. So hopefully we can go out there and do well. He finished off by saying, I think the guys are moving in the right direction in terms of where we started the camp and where we are at this moment. Man say only a few days out from the first test match in Dominica, and the guys are looking good. So that is what Brian Charles Lara is saying, my viewers and subscribers. So he's saying that we're looking good, and this should bring the best out of us. So let us see. I always like to hear when people like Lara and these guys come out and talk. I they have been there and done that. So it's always good to listen to these guys talk about what's happening. So that is basically it, my peeps. Gonna leave it right here for now. Just let me know what you think in the comment section. Sports to the bone. Keeping it informed. Big up.